I want to thank you for joining us as we begin the program that will serve to mobilize the Nigerian population towards effective participation in the democratic process. The program will be the radio voice of our organization, of course, the radio voice of our development partners in Nigeria, the Nigerian government, explaining its policies and programs, and the program particularly will be the voice of the Progressive Impact Organization for Community Development, PRIMOG, to ventilate our programmatic actions and activities in Nigeria. PRIMOG is registered in Nigeria to join in the efforts to mobilize Nigerians to a high level of patriotic consciousness towards nation building. We will campaign and educate Nigerians for inclusiveness, accountability, and transparency to promote good governance in Nigeria. Our goal is to make the people count, leaving no one behind. On this program, we will trade in facts and provide Nigerians the opportunity to air their patriotic views. We will assist in creating awareness on citizens' rights to demand for accountability and good governance in Nigeria. We will provide civil society groups and international development organizations and agencies a voice to ventilate their development researches, projects, and findings in order to improve their impact levels. We will also promote, as a matter of responsibility, the Nigerian unity and avoid religious, ethnic, and national sentiments that can pull the nation apart in whatever form. We will promote developmental issues to change the mindset of citizens to begin to think more of patriotism and nationhood rather than political cleavages and primordial affiliations. And we will honor and respect feedbacks and opinion as well as suggestions that are in line with our core mandates to promote accountability, transparency, and good governance. We implore you to join us every weekday at 10 a.m. and it will run for 1 hour to 11 o'clock on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. That is 101.1 FM Abuja. We appreciate that you will also need to communicate with us, write to us, and let us share in your views. Of course, we have a lot of issues to raise today on the issues that we want to focus on today. The program is Politics Extra on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Abuja. We are focusing on democratic popular participation today on the program. Of course, elections are key. Elections is key on our mind as we talk popular participation. What are the issues in the democratic popular participation in Nigeria? What indeed are the issues? Why is demography, talking about the population of Nigeria, tilted in favor of apathy in the course of the various elections, talking about the historical perspective of the elections we have had in Nigeria? In a country of 198 million people, according to the INEC record, only about 78 million are currently registered. The registration is still going on, and we are going to tell you about how to quickly go and put your name on the voter register in the course of the program. In 2015, about 65 million people, Nigerians, were registered, but only about 28 million voters came out to exercise their franchise. Of the population that was about 180 million at that time, only about 65 million people put their names down to register as voters. And those demographic experts will tell you that as at that time, over 120 people were above the age of 18 who were eligible to vote. So where are the others? And as at today, over 7 million permanent voter cards are lying idle in the offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission nationwide uncollected. What are the likely challenges making it impossible for those PVCs to be picked up? Are there things that are human? Are there things that are scientific? Are there things that are natural? Are there things we can talk about to bridge this gap of the attitude or resolve some of these problems that make it impossible for the Independent National Electoral Commission to hold on to the PVCs that should be in the hands of those who registered for them? Attitudinal dispositions, violence, money politics, malpractices and rigging, lack of confidence in the process, corruption, and the idea that politics is a dirty game. These are all factors discouraging many people from participating in the process. How do we begin to tackle each and every of these issues? An election expert is in the studio, and I want to believe that at the end of the program today, we will be able to get some insight into some of these issues. He is Ezewa Wongu. He is at the head of the Partners for Electoral Reform, a group that has been involved in the development of templates to improve the electoral processes in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
And I also have somebody who indeed has been working with us at Primo to make you understand that you need to go and put your name down on the voter register. She's been working assiduously to get the information out to the public, and she has graciously joined us today. She is at the head of Voter Education and Publicity, that is the VEP, at the FCT office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Ndidi Okafor. Thank you so much for joining me on the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Abuja.
Now let us begin by interrogating some of these issues and taking a look at some of the problems we have. Ezewa, you have been taking a look at some of the problems we have tried to raise. Apathy, voter turnout. People, if you ask people on the road, we are currently doing a survey, and people will tell you, I don't want to vote. Even if I vote, it doesn't matter anything. What are the factors militating against? What are those things that make people to sit aside and they don't want to participate?
Well, I think one of the bigger challenges that people have is that many people don't even work in their own enlightened self-interest. Things that should matter to them most of the time are the things that they ignore. So first you have to deal with the mindset. People also don't want to accept that we are making incremental progress in our electoral system. And what that means is that if you were coming from, say, 1999, 2003, 2007, what were the issues? Violence, ballot box snatching, stuffing, thuggery. All of those issues are gradually taking a backseat. They are receding. And one of the things that I've found out talking with people is that I've come to know that most of the time when things are getting better, people still want to stick to what they know or what they think is the issue. So elections are getting better, the processes are getting better, administration is getting better. Will there be challenges? Yes, because you are dealing with a sociological condition. So the fact first and foremost is to do the mindset thing. The second is we also have to make democracy work for the people. If democracy works for the people, they feel a connection. There will then be a connection. What will make democracy work for people? By that I mean freedom, issues of rule of law. Because many times when you talk about democracy working for people, somebody will tell you roads, electricity, but I tell you that military governments, fascist, totalitarian governments provide all of those issues. They can give you water, they can give you road, they build bridges, they provide electricity, they can even give free education. But the most intrinsic value of democracy really is the ability to ask questions. If you take questioning away from democracy, then it is authoritarian rule.
Do people ask questions in Nigeria? Because I will say the populace, we made up of a whole lot of people who do not just care. They see them as government and we. And like I always say, it does appear that they don't realize that the president himself is from Daura and he's from Katsina and he's a human being, a citizen of Nigeria, just like themselves. But when people see people in government, they say they are the people in government. It's like we against them. Is that one of the reasons they don't ask questions?
That's aloofness that I talked about. That is their thing. But somebody has said that the cost of bread is connected to government policies.
Yes.
The cost of electricity, what kind of school your children go to, whether there will be drugs, medicines in the hospital that you go to, has something to do with.
But that the roads will be good.
Yeah, so that your aloofness is crass. There is no better word to describe it than to say that you are just walking blindly. So the big challenge is to deal with mindset issues, and we are not doing enough of that. We are not attacking the mindset because people are holding their entrenched positions.
Now there are people listening to you. They ask you, what kind of questions do you want us to ask?
Now
we are demanding for water. We are demanding.
No,
for
where are you demanding? First, let's get it. We in the FCT. Do you know that AMAC has a budget? 90% of people who live here may not have seen AMAC budget.
I think that is even you are being generous. So you said 90%.
So Gwagwalada, Kuje, these institutions are to respond to you. You are not to be responding to them. So when you don't even know whether they have a budget, what are they supposed to provide, you run in a dark alley. So the challenge is, as educated people, let's even talk about elites.
Yes.
How many of us are interested? In the states where we live, I tell you, big as Lagos is, the budget of Lagos is not on any website. And citizens who live in that city, who pay tax in that city, they don't want to know. So when you see construction going on, the difference, like I keep saying, between democracy is not that you have constructed a road. What democracy does is, how much does it cost to construct this road? Who is the contractor? How did you even arrive at that contractor? If you ask those questions under military rule, you will be called disgruntled element. But in a democracy, it is your fundamental right to pose those questions.
I'll still remain with you. Let us go back to the issue of elections and participation.
Yeah.
Why do we have 198 million people now as we speak? That's what the Bureau of Statistics have just told us, that both the Bureau of Statistics and the National Population Commission, they have confirmed that progressively, by some indicators, we are now 198 million people. The Independent National Electoral Commission says those who have indicated interest that they want to vote are just 78 people. If you 78 million people, if you take an aggregation, a percentage of the population as against those who are 18 years and above who should be interested, what are those things that make people?
Oh, Hiria, you want me to be frank with you?
Yes,
first is that who told us that we are 98 million? From where did we get that figure? When last did we do a census? No, look, so a country survives on, when last did we do a reputable census? So does a country sit and it is CIA and that tells us that we are 98 million and then we lap on that? The first, what I'm trying to impress on you is that we don't count anything in our country. First, the issue of counting is a big issue for us. The next thing is, for elections that you're talking about, you need to also begin to interrogate. You need to interrogate numbers. Communities, I've made this emphasis. Communities are told a lie that their voting strength has something to do with the amenities that come to them. So they collude with registration officials, collude with registration officials, make money available for security agents and all of those things, and pad these registers. And when they do so, the challenge is that INEC has blocked, because if you talk about voter registration, for instance, the biggest challenge that voter registration has today is the connection between distribution and collection.
Yes.
If INEC was distributing voters' card, you will not find one. Because it is collection. This collusion that I talk about that happens, it has been blocked by INEC. So because after you have finished all your drama in your community,
come and pick up the voter.
Come and pick up. So every time we keep telling people, oh, come and collect your voter's card, Mrs. Ndidi will be shouting, come and collect the people. How will you go and stand and try to register and you will not come out to come and pick the card that you suffered to come and? There are issues. We don't want to engage those issues. So that's one area. Collusion, community collusion in the electoral process, including voting. The number will continue to drop as INEC continue to reform its processes.
Yeah.
Because what used to happen was that the materials were diverted to people's homes. They are thumb printed according to what they think is in the register at that point in time. But today, whether you go, if you thumb print in anybody's house, if you divert material, INEC will cancel that very polling unit, so it doesn't work for you anymore. If you get talks to carry ballot box, it does not work anymore. So people have to queue. And in communities, so it used to be that after queuing and voting, political exposed persons in those communities will come out and say, you know that this voting now that we just finished, if we allow this result to go like that, they will remove our award because the number of people. So what happens? There is an agreement to up those things. It's no longer going to happen. So what you call apathy is not being interrogated. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
And because we all come from communities, those who are listening to me now understand what I'm talking about. So we have to take a decision as a people to have clean election. If we don't want to have clean election, we'll be pretending. And one of the biggest challenges I have in Nigeria is the pretense. When all of us know what the problem is,
we pretend that it doesn't exist.
we pretend it doesn't exist. When you talk about it, they say it's better to face that mirror to somewhere else. Oh, Kano, child voting, Kano. Then, but our electoral process is a process of ill-gotten advantage.
Now,
we have to take that out.
Let me come to Didi, because I'm still coming back to you, because I don't totally. I know those who are outside will say no. There are those who are registered who even have the PVC and they don't even come to vote. But let me come to Ndidi to find out what the issues are with the registration and the gap you have mentioned between those who come to pick and who go to register and refuse to come and pick. What are the challenges?
Thank you very much. First, you know that the continuous voter registration exercise began a year plus ago, yes. Precisely on Thursday, the 27th of April 2017. And Commission has, consistently and continuously Nigerians who are eligible, those who are 18 years and above. Of course, you know that the exercise also is target group oriented. Commission is targeting those who have just turned 18, those who haven't registered before, and those who have TVCs, but their names are not, the temporary voter cards, but their names are not on the register of voters. So that has been ongoing. Yes, when we started, we had initial challenges of the DDCMs, the direct data capture machines. Yes, sometimes hanging because you have, some of them are old, and then the Commission injected new ones, and then
to sort out those problems.
Absolutely, and then we have the 442 scanners to quicken the processes. So yes, that challenge was taken care of.
Now,
you also
definitely in-house, the Independent National Electoral Commission must be worried that we have, at a point in time, 8 million, now over 7 million cards that are in your offices. Is there any tie to location, people who have moved? How are we trying to solve the problem? Some persons have suggested that the Independent National Electoral Commission should not be lazy in thinking that those cards will just grow wings and go and meet their owners, that they should do something about it. Is there anything they are doing about it?
Yes, a lot. There were suggestions, to the effect that Commission should, start sending text messages.
Yeah.
That is on the front burner at the headquarters.
Do we have the phone numbers of everybody?
The Commission is working that out at the headquarters. that is being done. These are suggestions coming from great Nigerians, stakeholders, civil society, and great people like Uncle Ezenwa, who are bent on ensuring that we improve, that the electoral processes, get improved. Commission is working on that. And, we're also, all the time through various platforms appealing to our brothers and our sisters who registered to come collect their PVCs. There are also cases of those who have registered in the FCT and for one personal reason or the other, they have relocated. So you find that across the country. All of those exist, and Commission is working on it, to find a way of having that, sorted out.
We are going to provide opportunity for you listening out there. You have not registered or you have not picked up a PVC. We are going to give you opportunity to hear from Ndidi where you can register, because some persons said they were in my location. They have moved. We can't find them. Like somebody I had to connect to Ndidi yesterday in Pape. We are waiting for them. Meanwhile, the registration is taking place right in
Duse Alaji.
And the officials are waiting for them. But they are at Pape waiting for the electoral officials. We are going to run through all of it. But let us look at some of the issues I raised earlier. And let us see if it is possible for there to be some problems that relate to that work on the mind of people as a one that make them to think very comfortably. Some of them think very comfortably and just sit idle. They sleep. They don't care. In their millions. We have talked about, you have also mentioned it, people don't care about budget. So how do we begin to, what is the role of government in this area to tell the people that, look, something is wrong. We are ready to solve it. You don't have confidence in this system.
Also, you've got to move out from this, what is the role of government? Everywhere you go to, let's talk about the role of the citizens. The government exists for what? For who? The citizens. You hired them. Okay? The people you hire, you cannot be the one directing. The tail does not wag the head, as they say. The point is that until we understand the power and quality of our citizenship, everything we are doing, governments read from the same textbook. Don't make the mistake that if this one leaves, another one comes.
They are going to do it differently.
They are going to do it. It's the citizens who trigger change, who trigger, revolution, positive revolution. If for instance, I give you an example. I was going to board an airline. We boarded. We were deboarded. As we were deboarded, everybody started. Nigerian big man. Everybody started walking away. I went to the people. I said, "We already boarded. They deboarded us to hire out that aircraft because it's an off state. One of these states that is off. So the airline is not the one that. So all the big men started going away, and I said, "Guy,
why are you asking us to
I
come
said,
down?"
No, I came down. I said, okay, I don't come down. No problem. Where my money now?" And they said, "No, you bought online. You bought online, so it will take 1 month." Long story cut short, I got my money on that day.
Because you insisted.
So the point is that it is not the desire of the aircraft is to shortchange me, is to put me in that place, but because I insisted, because I took action. So every time my point is that you live in a country where you get into a restaurant, they serve you cold food, and you say, "Why can you get this food a bit warm?" Somebody by the side will say, "Oga manager now."
Is that not what I'm eating?
Do you understand? So until you reset this mindset, so what I'm trying to tell you is that I have seen governments, and you too have seen governments, citizens coming out. That citizen uprising, mental uprising, is very important in making some of the changes that we are talking about. Everything we want, if votes are being traded, if there is vote trading, and you say, "Look, me, I know they sell and I know they buy," what will happen?
There
will be no. So it is because there are willing people. If you see fake news, it is because there are people who are excited about fake news. Somebody is happy to receive fake news. If you don't give him fake news, he's not happy. If the news is the correct one, he will tune off. Okay? If I say election is getting better, some people will just tune off and say shege.
That's not what they want to hear.
That's not what they want to hear, that there is crisis, that there was violence, people have been killed. That's part of the challenge. So my sense is that we need to retool.
Now, that's the retooling we are talking about. Civil society organizations definitely are doing their work, and they are trying to do mobilization. We also have some government agencies like the NOA that also.
What is their budget? What is the budget? Because every time
is that not what we are talking about?
No.
Shouldn't there be a consciousness in government to fund NOA to do
it
their
has
job?
to be pushed by citizens. Every time we talk about NOA, if people quarrel with their wives, they say NOA is not mobilizing citizens. Have you ever opened the budget and say, how much do these people give to this organization that we want to do XYZ? As citizens, there is Consumer Protection Council. There is all kinds of things that service the interest of. Are we interested in asking those people who allocate these resources and say, put money in this place so that they can work effectively? I've stopped just waking up to say, oh, INEC is not doing their work. This one is not doing their work. Cards, look. 7 million cards, you said?
7 million cards, yeah.
7 million cards lying down. All the excuses that you have brought, take out the percentage of those who have relocated. Take out the percentage of what is the them responsible for those cards lying there. It's simply
attitude.
It's attitude. There are those who go to register simply to have ID card, not because they want to vote. That okay, this thing is used for.
Now, what role do we have? I have said just now. I know that there are community-based NGOs, because there are also community agencies, individuals, people whose voices can help to mobilize the citizens. So because we are talking of a collective now, we're not talking of individuals,
yes.
We're talking of a collective.
Yes.
Because if only you go to stand in front of the villa, or go to stand in front of INEC with a placard, like our big brother does most of the time, Charlie Boy, he says, look, our mumu don't do, we have to do it. You can see that sometimes it is frustrating for just one single. How do we get the people organized to understand that when everybody go to vote, the rigging will reduce? If you have over 120 million people with the PVCs in their hands, they will not be able to distribute for 4,000 naira to everybody.
Okay, let me tell you something. There is a report by Cable about where they did investigative journalism around pimping in public schools. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you go back to that place, you find out that the people involved in that report has been out. You ask yourself, even the parents who have children in public schools,
some of them withdrew their children temporarily
and moved on. See, what we need to do is to continue to do things like the one that you are doing now. Primog is out here now, working together with Human Rights Radio. What is the essence of this program? The essence is not because you want to be on radio. You have been on radio. The essence is that somebody listening should take action. Somebody listening should be able to say, today, what I heard is going to motivate me. To begin to do. Yeah. If otherwise, all that we do is what we see in the packet of cigarettes. Voters are liable to die young. Smokers are liable to die young, and then people buy rolls of cigarettes. It doesn't matter to them that information is there. So what is the point? See, let me tell you, PVC, and Madam Didi is going to be talking about that. This PVC is superior to your ATM card. A lot of people don't know. Ingrained in the PVC is electricity, is quality education, is good roads. Now that money you have in your ATM card that you are posing about, one government policy, can make useless
the value of the money.
The value of that money, and it will become useless. So you'll be holding ATM card, put it inside wallet, hold it everywhere. If something happens to it, you go to the bank 10 times to get it rectified. Go collect PVC. You are doing guy. You are asking me to tell NOA to talk to you. INEC should talk to you. Who talks to you when your ATM card gets missing? To go and repair it, until we understand the quality of citizenship.
Now, before I come to Ndidi, I want to believe that there are those. How do we encourage those who feel they say it? You must have heard it. Our vote will not count.
The votes are counting.
Even if we don't vote, they will still elect somebody. Ignorantly, they believe that their vote will not count. Ignorantly, they believe that even if they go and vote, it doesn't really matter. That it doesn't matter. So they actually have their PVC, but they will not vote.
See, in 2007, we elected somebody. The man thanked INEC and said, "Thank you very much, INEC, for saying I'm the president. But this thing, no work." He decided to set up President Justice Uwais Reform Committee. From the moment that reform committee came up, internal reforms within INEC started improving our electoral process. That is the reality. We used to have a situation in which we are going to vote. The result of the local government, you are still on your way to vote.
The result is announced.
They announced the result. That's where we are coming from. We are coming from where people will come to vote, thugs will come and scatter the line. That is no longer the point. If you were in Ekiti, if you were in Edo, the issue you are battling with now is not that thugs are chasing anybody from where they come to vote. What you are doing is that the voter is king. The voter has become the king. And that is what INEC has been preaching. INEC has been saying only the vote of the people count. Now, if you decide as an individual to sell that vote, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You are the one that is making election not to work. No longer the institution. Because we have improved the institution. That is why I said target the mindset of the citizen. He's the one because the politician is a citizen. I hope you know.
Yeah.
The politician is a citizen. You who is talking to, who is engaging in a transactional relationship, you are also a citizen. And it takes two to tango.
Now,
so
let me come to Ndidi, because we need to begin to get things right. I can't tell you the number of people because of Primong activities, number of people who call me on a daily basis and my team members who call them to say, where do I go and vote? What is the relation between where I'm registering and where I'm going to vote? Where is the location now? Why do you not want to move to where close to where I'm going to vote? Why are you asking me to leave Mpapi to go to Duse to go and register? I'm not going to vote in that place. There are so many persons who believe that they don't understand that when you get there, you give them the location where you want to vote, and INEC will move your voting points to close to your address. First of all, let us go to in the whole of FCT, where the voting points are currently now as we are talking, because it's going on from 9 to 5 p.m. and weekends, including Sunday and Saturday from today.
Beginning from today.
Where are the registration locations in Abuja?
Yes, first let me join with Uncle Lezenwa to say indeed the votes of the people will count, and that the PVC is indeed a democratic tool. Is your voice, is your power, and you need to have it. We have 32 registration points here in the FCT. It used to be 33 because we had a special registration center at the villa, and we're done with that. So we have 32. And always, all those centers have been at our various social media platforms. And as we speak from this studio, they can quickly follow us or like us at VEP INEC FCT. VEP. INEC, yes, VEP, Voter Education and Publicity. So it's always there.
On the internet or
on the Facebook. Yes.
That's a Facebook.
Yes. Just like us at VEP, VEP INEC FCT.
Okay.
And then we also have taken what I call offline sensitization platforms. We go to churches.
Yeah.
We go to mosques. We meet. Yes, we do. And you also will testify that we were together with you at the Wuye market.
Yes.
And these lists are with the market women. Specifically, we gave copies to our mother
Chief Felicia Sanchez.
Yes, we gave her. So, and then we leave these, with churches. We take to the mosque. We've written to the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. His Eminence, our father, Cardinal John Oneiko. He also has copies. We leave these at churches because we believe that, Nigerians are more relaxed. We're children of the books. We're more relaxed in our churches, in our mosques, and we listen to our religious leaders. So we've taken the campaign to these places of worship.
We have, how many area councils do you have in Abuja?
We have 6.
Now,
we have 6, and we have 32.
Yeah, can we quickly run through? Do you have the
I have the list.
I would love for us to quickly run through.
I will leave a copy with you, but maybe let's run through that of AMAC. Would that be fine?
Okay, AMAC will be fine.
AMAC. All right. So AMAC, we have City Center.
Where is
City Center ward serves the good people of Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, Area 10, Area 11, all the barracks.
Where is the location of this?
The location is behind Area 1 shopping center, the Diplomats Park. That center is been there, is stationary, it doesn't move. And let me quickly use this center to answer the question you asked about location or polling units.
Yes.
Now, once you are in AMAC, for instance, all the DDCMs, the direct data capture machines in AMAC are all, in fact, as a matter of fact, all the DDCMs are area council specific. Now, this is what I mean. I live at Lugbe.
Yes. Can you go to Diplomatic Park and register?
Absolutely, yes. Because I am in AMAC. I live at Games Village. I can register at Wuse. That is the center that is before, immediately after the Nigerian Customs. Wuse Zone 3. The senior secondary school.
Okay.
Wuse Zone 3. I can register
That's
there.
on
Zone 3.
Zone 3.
Immediately after the Nigerian Customs headquarters, after the Federal Civil Service Commission. That center, I can register there. I live at Games Village. Or I live at Gwagwajiwa, and then I have reason to come there. I can register there. All I need to do is to tell the registration officer when it is my turn that I live at Gwagwa. And that officer scrolls down all the polling units. Yes, and I'll pick the one that is nearest to where I live. So, and we've always explained that to our good people in FCT.
So in AMAC, we have the Diplomatic.
We have the Diplomats Park. Then we have the Garki. Now Garki is the one we're rotating, so that it can get closer to the people. As I speak to you now,
Yes.
the Garki as of today, and it will be there until we finish the exercise by the 17th. The Garki Center is at Kabimadaki Primary School, behind SAS.
Behind SAS.
Yes, that's why it is now, and that's why it's going to complete the exercise.
When you say behind SAS, can you explain it?
Yeah, it's called Kopi. It was a Kobe Village.
Yeah. Well, how do you access it? Through
through that Asokoro side, behind SAS is the village, and the people know. Yes,
you pass through
yes,
Guzape.
yes. They know the place. Okay. The people know. They've been going there.
So
we had a lot of calls.
Who are those who can go there and do it?
Now, those who can go there are those living is the center for people at Prince and Princess, Games Village, Asokoro people, Apo Legislative Quarters, Apo Mechanic Village, Yayali Ahmed Estate, Prince and Princess, Durumi people. Those people can go there. However, we've said that because you live in AMAC, you can go to Area 1, you can go to Wuse. Now,
but that's the point I wanted to make.
Yes.
Irrespective of where you live in AMAC,
AMAC, yes.
Any of these registrations.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you're correct. All you need to do is tell the officers where you live when it is your turn. That's all you need to tell them.
Now, is you have, I just wanted to repeat although we are in AMAC, I wanted to quickly say that those who are in Mpape,
now Mpape, our brothers and sisters living at Mpape are part of Buhari Area Council. So they cannot come to register at Wuse.
Because that is in Ama.
It's not that it is technologically impossible, but that's the arrangement so that you have order and sanity. It's not technologically impossible.
The same way that
Yes,
somebody living
from
in
Ama
Abaji,
cannot go to,
you cannot
yes.
come to, if you are, because you are working, your workplace is in the city center,
Yes.
and you live in Abaji, you cannot register
No,
in Ama.
no, because the law says vote where you registered. And so you need to vote where you can on election day. Of course, you know that there's restriction of movement. And so you need to register and then vote at the nearest polling unit to where you live. That's
Now,
why.
Our time is going. I want to believe that an opportunity will be given to Ndidi, and they will open the phone lines for her in the subsequent editions of this program. And just before, we will not be going too close to the end of the program, so that we can begin to harvest some of the challenges people may have, and they want to understand how to go about it. But essentially, it is a matter of obeying or taking the advice of Ezewan who sat here just now. Make up your mind. You can actually make up your mind, I want to vote. And I want to exercise the power that I have as a citizen. Some persons are begging us in Nigeria to become Nigerian citizens. We are saying, no, you are not qualified for it. The same way we are begging America to make us their citizens, they will tell you, no, you are not qualified. But here you are a citizen, and you have all the rights, all the privileges to exercise and decide who is going to be your president. And we are looking, like everyone said, turning the mirror to the other side. We don't look ourselves in the mirror. Now, Andy, just before I come back to Ezewan, what are what are the most crucial, the challenges you are finding and you are trying to explain to the people what to do to put their names on the voter register?
First, wherever I go and I have the opportunity, I always plead with our brothers and sisters that when you get to the centers, please ask questions. Now, the long queues that you find, when you interrogate the people, you will find out that there are some of them who don't have any reason at all to join the long queues. So when you get to the center, ask questions, because some have come to do transfer. There are those whose cases are that they have lost their PVCs. Yes, they are not supposed to join the long queue, no, because those attending to them are different from those that are doing registration. So please.
Do we have all of them, all the officials, different officials at these locations?
They are all there. Once you get to any registration center.
I don't know where my PVC is. It's misplaced. There's somebody who attends to me.
They are all there.
If I have returned from Kano, from my transfer to Abuja, and I have my PVC in Kano, there's an official in Abuja here.
They are there.
At the police station, who are the registration stations, who will tell me, attend to me and help me move my voting point from Kano to Abuja.
Absolutely. That's why we say, please don't even bother to look for poster or read anything, because we're not too good at reading. Just ask and tell them what you've come to do, and they will guide you.
Now again, we want to emphasize, this program is being suspended, will be suspended on the 17th of this month. Is there any likelihood that INEC is going to adjust the time forward, or is a permanent decision that has been taken? For those who will think, don't worry, by that time they will see that the line is too much, they will extend it.
Now, you know that the commission did explain that the decision was reached after due consultations with stakeholders. And this is a temporary suspension.
To be there at one of the stakeholders' meetings.
Right. So this is a temporary suspension to give way for the processing of data and the production of PVCs, and then the cleaning of the register. So, of course, you know there are timelines for all of these activities. It's a temporary suspension, and the commission will then start after the 2019 general elections. However, collection of PVCs continues until a week to the commencement of the conduct of the general election in February.
Now, when will those who have registered now, when are they likely to get their PVC?
Now, you know that Nigeria's chief returning officer himself, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, gave his word. He promised Nigerians that everyone who is eligible who has registered will collect their PVCs before the election. he's a man of his word. This commission is a commission that has integrity, and he will do as he has said.
Okay. You are on to Politics Extra. Politics Extra is a production of Primo, the Progressive Impact Organization for Community Development, partnering with the Human Rights Radio to sensitize you, tell you what to do, and work on development. We will talk politics less on this program, and I emphasize that we're going to talk less of politics on this program because, like my guest has quickly identified, we talk too much of politics and we run off, turn the mirror to the other side, and we do not know what to do. We do not care what to do, and we have the belief that other people will do it. We want to try to prick your conscience, educate, provide information for your own knowledge, so that you can continue to be a good citizen, and you can also be part of this program. It's going to be daily from today, 10 to 11 a.m. in the morning. You can be part of the program by sending us your very patriotic comments, views, and opinion on the state of governance and democratic practices in Nigeria, what you think you can do, and how you think we all can come together to raise the level of participation in government, thereby leading Nigeria to a situation of good governance. You can reach us through Politics Extra at primong.org. That is Politics Extra at primong.org. Primong is P-R-I-M-O-R-G. The program is also up for some measure of assistance and sponsorship. You can also join us to say, look, we love what you are doing. We want to also help you to the Primong as an organization to do town hall meetings, which we have done we are doing all over Nigeria. We want to hold meetings with artisans, with market women. We want to also assist the Independent National Electoral Commission to popularize some of the things they are doing. That is the job that we have. And you can reach us through 090-2265-6167. That is 090-2265-6167. On the support you can give us on this program. And you can go to our website, www.primong.org, and also volunteer. We have a well-rounded team of volunteers around Nigeria who are helping us to distribute information, posters, and they click when we send messages to them. Please go to our website and volunteer to join us to give information to your neighbor, everybody around. And we also want to appreciate the management of Human Rights Radio, 101.5 FM, for providing us the support to get this program on air. We are indeed very, very grateful. And for those of you out there, we want to thank you for joining us in this maiden edition of this program. And I cannot but also appreciate our guests, who I will tackle now just before we go. Now, we have other areas. We have tried to look at, what the Oyinbo people talk as apathy. We don't care, it's not my own. There are other areas we will also begin to talk about on this program. We will talk about political participation at the level of political parties. People don't even know that these political parties, once they are registered, is not a private property of somebody. And then you can go there and say, I want to be a member of PDP. I want to be a member of APC. And nobody can shut the door against you. You want to attend their meetings, you are entitled to attend their meetings. It is not the governors that have the political parties. It is not the president that is the owner of a political party. The political parties are open organizations for all Nigerians. Of course, we are going to devote some episodes of this program to how you can be part of a political party and join in the process. How many of them do we have now, Madam Didi? How many of them do we have? 68 political parties in Nigeria. And if you ask some Nigerians, they say, no, I don't want them. And then we see people jump from one of the parties to the other. They are in position, they jump. We just saw one yesterday. The Senate president moving to say he's no longer interested in APC, he's moving elsewhere. But we are sitting down while they are running around and deciding what they want to do. We don't want to take part in these things. As one, how do we get the people more interested in the entire political process?
Okay, I present a program in another radio station. So there was this day we were doing this exactly what we're doing here, and some people were railing in from everywhere, and then one albino called and said people should keep quiet. That he, as an albino, that he cannot, by the nature of the pigmentation of his skin, that he cannot stand in the sun to do this registration and all that, but that he went and stood in the sun and got registered. That there is just no, the guy made my day. He said there is just no excuse. That this encouragement that people need, why don't they need it in other things? why is it in the one that is very, very key and important in deciding what the quality of your citizen is? You need encouragement. What we need to do is first is to say thank you, Primog, for doing this and continuing to do it. We are not enough yet. Somebody called me, somebody sent a message on my Facebook and said, is that still civil society? I said register one. He said, some of you that we are looking up to. I said, who is looking up to you? Did you
because the space is open.
Did you make any agreement with me that you are going to look up to me? Let people also look up to you. Every one of us has a stake. Nobody has a greater stake in this country than me and you. So when people go on radio, they say, oh, we hear your voice on radio, on television. Do they pay you? I say, so you except it is transactional, then you are not going to. So the point I'm saying is that we all do not need any encouragement. The situation of our country is already mobilizing us. It's mobilizing us.
When you are not sure of the hospital, you are not sure of the road.
And when you talk about, just to close this, when you talk about the president, the governor, I told somebody that if this president, this one that is there today, if he's ill, your money will be used to treat him. You can be hitting your head on the wall. They will use your resources to find the best hospital in the world.
Maybe you should draw it down. You are having illness yourself. You don't have money to treat yourself.
Yes.
The president's health will be taken care of first before you. You will need to go and source money. But the president will feed and eat. Maybe they should look at the budget and see how much they use.
So every time, if he's going to the airport, if the road is not good, they will take him in a chopper and drop him inside where he's going to. You can't sit down and begin to look at those in power. You have to fight for your own enlightened self-interest, and positively so. Once we take that decision that look is about us, if you live in any locality, are you part of the if you live an estate, they are holding meeting, you drive past.
Yes.
You say that they hold meeting, estate meeting, you are not part of the meeting.
You will say if they bring the money, I will pay.
If they bring the security money, you don't want to be part of the decision. I have security. That is where this thing, aloofness and insensitivity, crawls into everything that we do. Get interested, ask questions. Your child is in a school, you don't go to the PTA. The private institution will tell you there is development levy. A man who has used his resources to open school, not for charity,
will ask you for development levy.
And you don't go there, you pay. All of this that we accept has its implication in how we relate with governance.
All right, thank you very much, Zewan. Let me hear the last from Ndidi Okafor. Is Deputy Director in the INEC FCT. He's the head of the Voter Education and Publicity Unit of INEC. Now, how do we go? We have 17 days from now to the end. I'm very passionate about the number of people who should put their names on the voter register in FCT.
Indeed, the opportunity is there for all eligible Nigerians, those who haven't registered, those who want to do their transfers or have replacements or corrections made for them. Indeed, they still have the opportunity and the time to do it. But we appeal for orderliness.
And good enough, we are doing it on Saturday
and Sunday, yes. Beginning from this week. Yes, 9 to 5. Yes. So
there's no excuse actually.
Absolutely, but we're appealing for orderliness. When you do go there, please ask questions. so that if yours is transfer or is a correction, you will be guided appropriately, so that you don't join the queue and then keep complaining. But if yours is fresh registration, please, I appeal for patience. Your brothers and sisters are those already on the line, and they're Nigerians seeking the same service. Please be patient. And when you do go there, speak the truth about where you live. If you live in Buhari Area Council and you register in AMAC, you're not helping yourself at all, because on election day, there is restriction of movement.
You will not be able to.
You will not be able to vote.
Buhari to come to AMAC.
Absolutely. But don't forget, collection of PVC is still ongoing until a week to the conduct of the general
I
elections.
can assure you that we will.
I'll also like to leave a copy of the
Yeah,
registration
we'll have a
centers
copy.
with you.
We'll have a copy, so you can also call us
Thank
on those
you.
numbers, and then we'll be able to. If you do not, if you missed all those numbers, you can call us on 09022656167, and we'll be able to. But if you go to our website primorg.org, you also get to see we also have the locations on our website. We will update them and make sure that we tell you where they are currently. And we also want to encourage you to think less of the challenges that you have. Think less of I can't go and stay on the queue. It's too long, or the distance is too far. Of course, decisions will be taken, and that decision is at the polling unit.
People travel from here to Zimbabwe to go and drink palm wine. They will go to Maraba hold up. They will go and drink palm wine and come back.
All right, that is how we are wrapping up today's program, and we want to thank you so much. We want to tell you that this is the big deal in enlightenment, public enlightenment and mobilization in Nigeria. We want to develop our minds. We want to join in the development of our minds. We want to play less of the politics and tell us exactly what to do. We want to, like Eze once said, make it possible for you to have an introspection. Think about what you can really do, rather than pointing accusing fingers at the other people who you see as government. We are all part of government. And on behalf of my team, we will be introducing them in the course of time. And those who also join me in the production, in the presentation, they will come in the course of time, and you will be hearing from us. But don't forget to drop us a line, politicsextra@primorg.org. We will read your mails, we will take your suggestions, and tell us about your challenges. If we can direct you to where you get your solution, we will also direct you there. My name is Okiria Agbon Suremi. Please do have a wonderful day, and try all your best. Do all your best to contribute to the development of Nigeria. Have a wonderful day.